Our next speaker is a former WSU Global Campus graduate and an ASWS Global Senator, a student government senator. He graduated in spring of 2015, summa cum laude, with a double major in history and humanities. He's also currently a history graduate, and he's in a PhD program now, doing his doctorate in history. He holds multiple degrees from Spokane Community College, the Marine Corps Institute, URA, and Auburn. This gentleman is also a former F-18 United States Marine Corps captain pilot of Desert Storm veteran and Desert Shield. He's a 20-year distinguished career as a business development executive, risk manager, and entrepreneur. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome James Pappas.
I am nowhere near as educated as that guy. I would like to thank the WSU Global Campus leadership and the Global Campus student government for inviting me here to speak with you this evening, and to CC Smith for her leadership in the student government and for reaching out to me to be a part of this event. I would also like to take the opportunity to give special recognition and thanks to my former Global Campus student advisor, Joy Thompson, whose encouragement and support was instrumental in the success of my academic career. My address this evening will be quite short, but it will be meaningful. I can say this because I intend to talk about you, the Global Campus student community. Like all of you, I too am a Global Campus graduate. As you heard, I graduated in 2015, summa cum laude, with a double major in history and humanities. A former U.S. Marine veteran of the original Desert Shield, Desert Storm, having served both with VMFA 451 and VMFA 115, F-18 fighter aircraft squadrons, both at home and abroad. After nearly a decade in the Marines, I spent the next 20 years in corporate America working with some pretty incredible people, like the creators of Bowflex and WebMD, where I specialized in building and marketing companies ranging from medical management software to aerospace engineering to risk management. But the corporate road to success is no place to raise a family. And I, perhaps like some of you, decided to pursue my passion by going back to school. I chose to be a global campus learner so that I could give my daughter much of my time and attention possible in her formative years. And this is where my story as a cybercoug began. But regardless of my achievements and my experiences, more than anything, I am an ardent supporter and active promoter of online learning and the WSU Global Campus. I believe in the power and the potential greatness of online learning. What is most distinct and exceptional about the Global Campus is not what WSU offers you, but what each of you, the global students, bring to the learning environment. Sure, technology can help shape the ways in which we learn, but it is you, the human factor, that matters most and makes that technology meaningful. It's the value that you bring that makes online learning better. In fact, I believe if every department in this university knew what we know about the benefits of global learning and the quality that global students bring to the learning process, there would not be enough server space to hold the new courses that they'd want to offer. What I know is there's something more than mere circumstances that inspire people like you to become global students. The doubters and the skeptics of online learning have it all wrong. Global students do not make the choice between on campus and being online. More often than not, the choice is either between online education or no education at all. What is more, online students are not looking for a path to an easy degree. Rather, they are looking for an opportunity to build value in their lives through higher education so they could make the world a better place. I have been involved in online education for nearly a decade, and I can testify to the fact that most online undergraduate courses are consistently more challenging than campus courses. In my experience, online courses are often like graduate level courses, having significantly higher amounts of reading and writing requirements. Online education often costs the global campus student much more in terms of sacrifice and dedication than a traditional student. And if anybody doubts that, I challenge them to ask the families, friends, and supporters of the global campus students here tonight and that are alumni, and to whom we also owe our thanks. What the metrics for online learning cannot reflect is the desire, your desire, to shun mediocrity and to avoid wasted potential. What the composite data cannot show is that global students like you are not dependent on your circumstances, whether that be family, career, or geography, that there is no excuse for not trying, that where you are is not where you have to end up, and that you have taken responsibility for your lives. Your sacrifice and your dedication is nothing less than meritorious. Most global achievers, like you, have found what they like or what they are good at and want to use themselves as an instrument of change. They are actively seeking to make positive changes among their kin, their careers, and their communities. And to the greater, global campus students are not driven by some hoped-for social status, but by a desire to create value. This is because of non-cognitive factors, like the qualities of your characters, that differentiates you as online learners. I would debate with any administrator in this university that character is a more realistic measurement of student achievement than some arbitrary standard of academic predictability. Your success is proof. Skeptics incorrectly assume the online learning environment has limitations to the kinds of arbitrary standards of rigor they demand. But what they have not come to understand is that global learning has something classroom learning often lacks: relevance. I would argue that relevance is as meaningful as rigor, and relevance is what global students like you consistently bring to the learning community. I'm an assistant teacher of freshman history class with 75 students here at WSU. And having talked with nearly every one of them on several occasions, I find that most of them don't even know why they are here. They believe they're here because people with real jobs told them this is how you achieve success. Compared to global students, their lack of experiential context, more often than not, limits the depth and value of their contribution to the learning process. One of the major themes of that course is called Our Shrinking World. It teaches the importance of understanding globalization. We discuss the ways in which the world is rapidly becoming interconnected as a globalized community. In a global community, what makes a difference is not just critical thinkers, but thinkers who can solve the world's problem that are extreme thinkers. The world in which we live, work, and connect is becoming global. Then shouldn't the way we learn also? In the online global learning environment, non-cognitive factors make all the difference. Global students bring relevance to learning with an added measure of maturity and life experience, which they integrate into the online learning experience. The young campus students that I work with are so wrapped up with grades and answers that they are often afraid to learn. After nearly every class, I sometimes have as many as 20 students lined up outside my office door to talk. Why? Because their needs are not being met by traditional methods built on rigorous predictability. These students come to me because I offer them solutions to the issues that challenge them most. And do you know what it is I do that helps them? my colleagues and the professors in the history department want to know. They want to know how it is that I, a grad student, consistently have so many students coming to see me voluntarily, sometimes waiting for more than 2 hours. The answer is simple. I use online methods and approaches to meeting their needs so that they can focus on learning the objectives that the course is there to teach and that they can contribute more fully. The vast majority of global students, on the other hand, already know how to learn, how to innovate. The reason why is because of non-cognitive factors. Being older and more mature on average, online students have further developed personal habits, personal values, and personal character. Online students possess a higher degree of intangible characteristics like perseverance, initiative, social skills, communication skills, curiosity, work ethic, and innovation. I would argue that online students value their education more highly, perhaps because of the challenges and sacrifices that they often must make just to obtain it. Online students often use their time more wisely and make better decisions outside of academics, which always in some way or another affect our academics. Now, I'm not suggesting that on-campus students possess none of these characteristics, but comparatively, my experience in global education has provided me some of the richest education I have ever received. And ironically, those courses have usually been taught by the same campus professors and scholars who are the greatest skeptics of online learning. Global students consistently reach beyond boundaries. Their successes in the virtual classrooms and their successes in life are absolutely incredible and inspiring. That is why I have decided to create the Cyber Success Project. This project will be a platform to profile the many successes and the many stories of global students like you who have faced adversity, overcome challenges, and who, despite the odds, make significant contributions to their communities, their workplaces, and their families. It is time that employers, as well as educators, hear the success and contributions made by global campus students. Their stories need to be told. Your stories need to be told. So share with me your successes so the business and academic communities can learn what we already know about the value of online global education. In closing, the WSU branding slogan is world-class face-to-face. Indeed, the quality of education offered at WSU is world-class. But the class is now becoming the world, and the future of world-class education is no longer just face-to-face, but it includes cyberspace. Thank you, and congratulations to you all.